Okay, so we're always hearing about how tech is changing the world, but how is it really changing the way we work? Today, we're going to zero in on the workplace and talk about a powerful triple threat that's redesigning business as we know it: social media, big data, and data mining.
You know, it's so easy to get lost in all the buzzwords, but the real question is, how do these digital tools actually affect the human side of things? You know, our behaviors, our strategies, the whole culture of a company. Well, a really fascinating new study gives us some solid answers, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
So, to cut right through the noise, this study focused on three specific, game-changing forces. You can think of them as the essential tools in any modern business playbook. So let's break down what they are and the unique role each one plays.
First up, social media. And I want you to think about this in two ways. Internally, it's basically the new digital water cooler. It's breaking down those old, clunky communication barriers and creating a much more connected, collaborative team. But then externally, it's the company's megaphone, right? It lets you shape your public image and build real relationships with your customers.
All right, next up, big data. Now, if your business is on a journey, just think of big data as your GPS. It's crunching these enormous amounts of information, everything from market trends to what your customers are doing, to give you the real-time insights you need to navigate a super complex world, spot new opportunities, and frankly, make smarter, faster decisions.
And that brings us to our third tool, data mining. So if big data is the map, then data mining is kind of like the detective's magnifying glass. It's the process of digging deep into all that data to find the things that aren't so obvious, those hidden patterns and unseen connections that give you critical clues about everything from employee morale to tiny shifts in the market.
Okay, so these ideas sound pretty powerful in theory, but do they actually hold up in the real world? Well, to find out, researchers decided to put them to the test in a really fast-paced, high-stakes industry where tech is absolutely everything.
They chose the telecommunications industry in Jordan. So, why there? Well, because it's an incredibly intense, fast-moving, and technology-driven field. It's basically the perfect real-world lab to see the challenges and the opportunities these technologies create, which makes it a fantastic model for what's happening in competitive industries all over the globe.
And to get their answers, they went straight to the people on the ground. This wasn't just some theoretical exercise. Nope. They actually gathered data from 412 professionals who are working right in the thick of these telecom companies, in all sorts of different roles and departments.
And this quote from the study itself really nails why this whole case matters so much. It makes it crystal clear that what they learned in Jordan isn't just a local story. It really reflects the universal challenges and opportunities that pretty much any organization is facing in our modern, tech-driven world.
All right, the stage is set, the research is done, thousands of data points have been analyzed. So, what was the final verdict? What did all this data actually tell us?
This was really the million-dollar question the researchers wanted to answer. After all that analysis, could they prove a direct, statistically significant link between using these tools and real, tangible changes in how a company operates and how its people behave?
And the answer was a clear and absolutely resounding yes. The study found that social media, big data, and data mining all had a significant, positive, and actually measurable impact on both strategy and behavior. Every single one of their hypotheses was supported by the evidence. So this isn't just hype. These tools are the real deal, and they are fundamentally reshaping the workplace.
So what does this big transformation actually look like in practice? Well, it's a massive shift. We're moving away from the old way of doing things, fixed annual plans and big decisions based on a leader's gut feeling. Instead, we're moving to a new, way more dynamic model where strategy is agile and driven by data. Communication flows through collaborative networks, and decisions are based on solid evidence, not just intuition.
So this is all fascinating research, but how do we turn it into an actual playbook for our own work? The great thing is these findings aren't just academic. They offer a pretty clear roadmap for any organization, no matter what industry you're in.
So what's the bottom line here? It's really all about being proactive. You got to use these tools to drive your decisions and build a more agile, collaborative culture. Dig into that data to understand not just your customers, but your own employees too. That's how you learn, that's how you adapt, and that's how you turn simple information into a real competitive advantage.
And really, it all comes down to this powerful conclusion from the researchers themselves. It's not about just adopting tech for the sake of having new, shiny tools. The whole goal is to use these tools to intentionally build a workplace that is faster, smarter, and just works better together. That right there is the essence of the modern playbook.
Which brings us to our final critical question. And this is one for you to take back to your own team and your own workplace. Are you truly leveraging this triple threat of social media, big data, and data mining? Or is your organization's full potential still just locked away, waiting to be discovered?